Irie friends, welcome back. So today it's a new day. The weather is gorgeous. Well, not too crazy. It is 52 degrees in this back room. So that means that it's about 54 outside, and I will definitely take it. We are going to now go through our first garden tour of the year. I'm going to count this as the February garden tour. I like to film my garden tours at the end of the month. So, we're a little bit into March, but I'm going to give myself some grace and some wiggle room. Be mindful that the snow just melted approximately 2 or 3 weeks ago. So the ground is looking a little dry, but there are still signs of life, and we are going to explore that together. So let's go. So let's first check on our winter sowing. And I'm not seeing, I checked these, actually here is, can you see that? See that little seedling? This is the container for the bachelor's button. I see why people write the name of the container on the outside, because it's just hard to read the tags that I placed inside. But I haven't seen any other signs of any sprouts growing. And then right here, which is normally the entrance, I went ahead and planted some spring bulbs. That is either the alliums or the daffodils, which is why I'm doing this garden tour now, because it's looking very bare, but soon enough we're going to have some color coming up. Wherever I have these garden cloches is where I place my tulips, and I'm just trying to make sure that I guard them, because last time they were just eaten up by the rabbits. So we have some echinacea that I left over the winter, and it's dried up now, but I'm sure that was good foods for the birds in the summer, well, in the winter actually. And then I have some plants that I quickly plopped in the ground when it was getting cold. So you didn't see a video of me planting that, but I just left their container buried a little bit in the soil so that I'll be able to identify them once they start blooming and once the weather warms up. Yeah, so we have a lot of tags, as you can see right here. One thing that I want to get done pretty soon is, you see I still have some bricks coming around here for the original border. I want to get rid of these bricks and use them for the garden bed, which we'll go over in a minute. And as far as the trees, we're seeing a bit of budding. I don't know if you could kind of see that. So I will be coming in the next couple days and just looking over all of the trees and doing some pruning and doing some spraying. My largest tree is definitely this Red Haven peach. This is a full-size tree. I don't know what I was thinking when I did that, but actually when it leaves out, it creates this privacy right in this area. You're not able to see the bird bath or the bench, which is really nice. So it's kind of a happy accident there. The only thing I wish for this tree is maybe if I had placed it just a little bit further up, like right here. That way it's like right in the area of the curve that I just created. And you could see the new garden space is just going more and more into the turf area. My husband is not happy, but I am. And then I believe this is, I think this is the Black-Eyed Susan. These are so fun to play with. I love the little sounds that they're making. Then we have just a lot of garden cleanup as far as getting these plants cut down. Some of these are perennials, so I don't want to completely pull them out. Then we have some plants here that are still in containers, but they are looking like they survived. We have this sweet pomegranate here that I relocated to on top of the wall. We have a few dead branches. As I'm breaking it, I could tell, and then I could also see the branches that are dead because it's just a little bit darker in color. Then over here we have a whole line of asparagus that I need to come in, cut off all these dead growth, and just clean them up nicely and give them some compost and or fertilizer. Then we have, I believe this is some gomphrena, if I'm remembering correctly, and I'm just going to go ahead and pick these off and just let that, hopefully I'll get some reseeding of these and have some gomphrenias come up everywhere. The apple trees right here, this is the gala apple. I'm excited about this, and the pink lady, which definitely shot up pretty tall. So I'm going to be needing to do some size pruning on this one. Then if we go back here, we have the lemongrass that was looking so beautiful, but look at this. I just pulled this out and there's still green here. So maybe, which is what I was thinking, is that maybe it could work as a perennial here. So whenever I go and prune this up, I'm just going to cut back to about almost right here, or maybe I'm seeing some green growth, and maybe this will pop up again for us because it was so beautiful and glorious, and I just delayed a little bit too long in terms of harvesting, but maybe it will reward us for being lackadaisical and not getting things done on time by giving us another chance to fix that. And then I have this peach tree here. I don't remember which variety this one is, but I could probably deduce based on the other varieties. But I planted it this year and the growth is amazing. It's almost caught up to some of the trees that I planted a year or two ago. So it must really, really love that spot. And then I have some blueberry here. I don't know the type. This is the blueberry that my mother-in-law, this is the blueberry that my mother-in-law brought back from Maine, and she had it at her house when she was selling it. I asked if we could get one of them, and this is the one. It normally produced really well for us that first year that it was here, but I definitely need to just remove a lot of this grass and stuff and weeds at the bottom, and I may transplant it in a container just so that I could really tend to it properly, and hopefully it'll give us a big harvest again this year. Then I have I think this is my pecan tree and my Arkansas apple. Both are looking great. I could see the apple one, little buds at the end. Then up the top I had planted some arbs. I forgot what this one is called, but I'll put it on the screen. I don't know if I'm going to keep this here. I think I may move them, but I had to just get them in the ground because it was getting pretty cold, and plants just have a better survival rate being in ground versus in their container. And these were just plants that I didn't want to chance in the containers. Look at this. Look at the the seeds of the asparagus. I almost tripped just now. They dried up. This tells me that this is a female asparagus plant. Oh, I'm gonna get so much asparagus this year. I'm so excited. Then show you guys what's happening back here. We made a larger compost area, which now that I'm thinking, maybe we should have just created two, just to have a holding area for carbon products, like a lot of the leaves, because during the season I have a lot of nitrogen stuff, like waste from the plants and stuff I'm pulling out. But during that time when I'm trying to compost, I always have a hard time getting the browns. I should take out this gumfrina, or else I'm gonna be growing gumfrina everywhere if it gets too deep in that compost. I have a grapevine here. Don't know which one this is. I thought I had a tag on this, but I do want to get this in the ground. I have plans for this. I'll probably speak about it later. I also need to spray it because this is the plant that the spotted lanternflies really like. So I need to make sure that I'm spraying it. But I have plans for this, and hopefully the plans work out in terms of getting this pruned properly. And maybe I could figure out the name so that I know what the pruning preference is for this variety. Back here is the absolute mess. I still have these straws saved, and this is what I use to cover my beds in the winter months. Some chicken wire, some trellis, bamboo, the head of a artichoke. Look how fluffy. Let me feel this. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. Oh, look at that. That's so cool. Oh my gosh, it's flying in the wind. But we have our boysenberry that I'm going to have to come in and clean up. We have our rose here. This is the Emily Bront rose. Some artichokes are in this container, which I'm going to take out and replace with a couple of blueberry plants. And then we have some marigold that I want to save some of the seeds from this. Hopefully I'll remember, because I don't want all of these seed pods to spread out and germinate. So I need to first get it off this area and then extract some seeds to save. This is our music garlic bed. Last year the garlics were much further along than they are this year, which is a little bit sad, but we had more of a longer winter and a colder winter. So I think they were just trying to stay nice and snuggled under the soil to help protect their leafy growth. So most of the garlics, they're either pretty short, they're coming up to maybe 2 inches out of the ground, and some of them are still not even out of the ground. So I'm a little bit concerned that maybe my timing and my plans for succession planting after harvesting the garlics may not work out fully as planned, but we're just going to keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best. So we did this tomato trellis system. We tried the Florida weave. We also tried having a net, and I hate all of them. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to tell my husband that I want to take down all of this. It's just not gonna work out for me this year or any of the years. The plan for the tomatoes this year is to clean up the side areas all along here and go ahead and put the tomatoes there. And then I also have some garlics planted here, and you could see how tiny that growth is compared to last year. This one is the chestnut red that was first planted in 2023, and this one is the Romanian red that was first planted in 2023 as well. So this one goes all the way back here. And this is the I need to go around to check what variety is supposed to be in here. This is supposed to be some elephant garlic, but I have not seen any green growth as yet. I don't have a label for this one. Oh, so here we have some growth in this one. You could see. I'm really happy because a few days ago when I came out here, there was no signs of growth, so I was a bit worried. I knew it would work out, but I was still a little bit worried. There's nothing planted in here, but the plan is to have some brassicas of some sort in here since it already has the pest protection. Then we have some garlic in here too. I have not seen anything. So I'm a little worried for this one. And this one is mostly my natural clay soil. So I don't know. Maybe I just need to wait a little bit longer. This one also didn't show this one also didn't show signs before, but now I see there's garlic coming up here. There's nothing planted in this one, and the plan for this one is to get some carrots in here. The soil here is very loomy, nice, and aerated. It's just one of my best soil areas. This is where I like to grow my sweet potatoes. Before the sweet potatoes get ready to go out here, I figure I should use it instead of just leaving the bed open. So we are going to be planting carrots here pretty soon. We just want to wait for the soil temperature to rise a bit more so that we're not having too much issues with germination. I'm not going to show you that. There's like dog poop here. Ziggy knows he's not supposed to go in this area at all, and he definitely did. This is the last bed that we are creating for this garden area, and it's just filled with junk right now. So I gotta get that cleared up and just get the space ready to be built up. This bed also needs to get completed as far as building, but I'm really happy to see that my blueberries are doing quite well. So we have one here, here, and then going all the way down the line. We have some leaves here. I think this one just, yeah, it's dead. This is not new leaves at all. So I have to come in and clean up the broccolis. This is the hardy blue variety. Look at the pepper mess. The mess of peppers. Containers that I need to figure out. I think I just want to get this kind of cut down here so that the path could be wider and just more flat. This slope here is just not working for me. And then we have this garden herb area that I've had since I pretty much started gardening. And it's looking so dead right now, but you're gonna be surprised once I clean out this dead growth and the weather warms up a bit. It's gonna be all green here. So this is something that I'm thinking about getting rid of. Because I have the green stalks with a lot of my herbs, it kind of seems pretty redundant and unnecessary. So I think I'm gonna take this out, and I'm thinking I may put some type of, just a piece of wood with bricks as the legs to put some pots on top of that. Or I may think of putting like a seating area. I'm not sure yet, especially with this bird bath right here. I think that will be really nice, but that is still up in the air right now. We have some pots just around the steps of the deck, and this blueberry that I was gifted that I haven't planted yet. And then I have some blueberries in containers from Stark Bros. This is the Sweet William Dahlia that I'll have to clean up. some blueberries here, and the hibiscus plant. The stems are actually pretty sturdy. I'm sure if you wanted to, you could use them as some type of plant holder, I guess. So here we have our last bed essentially in the back. Still a lot of work to do here. The Barrett pear is doing so much better. It was a little further back, and I just think it just wasn't getting enough sun. This one, the moon glow, I'm gonna have to prune this back here just so that I get some branching, because right now it's just growing pretty tall, and this is where the branching is starting, and I just wanted to start a little bit lower. The idea of just being inside so much for the winter and then coming out on a 50s day just feels like a blessing. If you listen closely, you can probably hear the birds chirping, which is such good sounds to my ear. But that's going to be the end of the tour. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and until next time, Irie up yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.